Hello there everyone, it's Drew here. Before we start the video, I just wanted to make a quick thanks to all of you that have supported this channel so far, and know that the best is yet to come for Banjo-Kazooie and other Nintendo related content. So for today's video, I wanted to talk a little about the Nintendo Direct we had on September 23rd, specifically the announcement of Nintendo 64 and Genesis games being added to Nintendo Switch Online. Now, I think this is something that should have been added to the service a lot sooner, and I was honestly starting to wonder if we would ever see N64 games on the Switch. There is already some debate online as to whether we should be paying more for these additional games, but at least to me, the thought of playing classic games like Mario Kart 64 with 4 players online is more than enough to make me jump for it, at least if the additional cost isn't too much higher, like around $10 or so. But you guys know what my favorite game series is, so it shouldn't come as any surprise to anyone that the announcement of Banjo-Kazooie for Nintendo Switch Online was the real highlight of the Direct for me, and it was something that may have been leaked a few days before. On September 21st, Hot Girl Video 69 wrote, "Sources: some minor Banjo-Kazooie news soon." In light of recent rumors that N64 games would be coming to Nintendo Switch, I responded with whether Banjo-Kazooie coming to NSO would fall in that category. After the announcement, the account then responded with, "It's just a port, but with rewind." So that was kinda cool to theorize about beforehand. Over 2 years after the addition of Banjo and Kazooie to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, even a small piece of news like this is very positive for the franchise as a whole. It means that the goodwill fostered by putting them in Smash has inspired even more collaboration between Nintendo and Microsoft to allow their original game back on a Nintendo console. We've come a long way from Sakurai literally telling people they can play Banjo-Kazooie on Xbox, and now the game is available to play on a portable console for the first time. Something else that I think is very interesting is the fact that this will probably be a re-release of the original N64 version of the game. Back in 2008, some years after Microsoft had purchased them, Rare released a new version of Banjo-Kazooie for Xbox Live Arcade. This version had a number of changes, such as removing almost all references to Nintendo, such as the walking N64 logo, the Nintendo xylophone, or the Game Boy chime. There were of course good quality of life improvements like updating the musical note system to be permanent collectibles and upgrading the visuals to HD widescreen, and it is by all means a fantastic port. But since we have Banjo-Kazooie releasing again on a Nintendo system, I think they may very well take a trip in the Wayback Machine to release the original N64 version with all of the Nintendo artifacts intact. I also think there may be minor improvements to the ROM, like at least a consistent 30 FPS frame rate, that being the high end of the original with some dips. I think one change they might possibly keep from the Xbox version is adjusting the original note system again, because that's one aspect of the game that's less than stellar. However, with save states, I think even if they did bring back the old system, that would be a little bit more manageable. With all that being said, the fact that this game exists on the Nintendo platform again is a big deal, especially with Rare being such an important part of the N64 catalog. It really does pave the way for additional games coming to the service, and if there is one game that deserves another chance to come back, that is definitely Diddy Kong Racing. This is a pretty important game both in the history of the N64 and Rare in general, as well as the first appearance of Banjo and Conker. In the 2000 remake of the game for the DS, these two characters were replaced by Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong due to licensing. Now that Nintendo and Rare are on these good terms again, there is no better opportunity to bring back the original N64 version, but now with online play. Overall, in the end, these developments show that the Banjo-Kazooie franchise is more alive than we've seen in over a decade. Between their triumphant return in Smash Bros., an unprecedented amount of merchandise, and now their return to a Nintendo platform, I hope this means that those at Rare are gradually working on returning the series with a new game. They know that the demand is there, and will remain hopeful that we'll see the beloved Bear and Bird return again once more in a new adventure. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Until next time, this is Drew, the Nostalgia Main, signing out.